I can tell you very clearly what I have no problem focusing on, since that was the question. But the lounge show with Ted and Bill on Saturday nights at 3 in the afternoon and 7 a.m. I never miss it.
It's The Lounge Show with Rob Scott and Bob Doyle, two veteran broadcasters who love to hear themselves talk and are somehow able to tolerate each other. Let's see if you can tolerate them as well. Here's Rob and Bob.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Dadgummit! I tested twice before we went live to make sure that our titles were going to come in.
And they didn't?
No. So here's the quick fix.
No, they didn't. You're right.
Here's the quick fix. We're going to check in. Now that's what. Wait a minute.
Yeah,
that's not
it.
good. Yeah, except that the video stopped. That's okay. I got a video from earlier.
Okay, now let's. I know my mouse doesn't work. Obviously, you can't see where my mouse is, but if you look right off to the right of the flagpole,
yes,
and then there's two ice boats there. There's a yellow one and a blue one. And
I couldn't tell what those were.
Yeah, they've been sailing the ice boats. This is that time of year. By the way, for those of you who are new to the lounge, this is a live shot of Lake Geneva.
It's 9 o'clock on a Saturday.
And I am Bob Doyle in Las Vegas, and that's what that nameplate says, and that's why it says it.
And I'm Rob Scott in Atlanta, and it's blustery here, Bob. I'm telling you, blustery.
How blustery? Oh, 56 degrees here in Henderson.
Thank goodness, he almost forgot. About 40 here. It's not saying it just is raining now on my forecast. It's raining, but it's as they used to say in the sailing business. My sister would say, "It's blowing stink," is a phrase they would use. Seriously,
I never heard that phrase before.
Neither had I until I was, 14, 15, and my sister was way into the sailing, and that of the whole group of them, and they were, that was a rowdy bunch when you're 14 and you see these. They're maybe 20, 22, and they're sailing, and they'd go all around the Midwest sailing in these regattas. And if it was blowing it was too much wind, they said, "We're not going out today. It's blowing stink." And it's blowing stink here in Marietta, Bob. The doors are creaking. I'm going, it's that one of those nights when you go, sure, I'm glad it's a sturdy house. You know, the windows rattle a little.
So we've got some serious. So like, what do you think the miles per hour is?
I looked it up before the show. It's gusting to close to 30 miles an hour. So It's getting up there. It's moving along. Where you worry about a tree plopping down on your deck, that kind of thing. But what can you do? The show must go on, Bob. So we do the lounge.
I guess that can happen to you, huh?
Yeah. Pine trees too. They don't. Those pines. The root system. I know this is boring as crap, but
no. This is what people come up for. You can tell by all the comments scrolling so fast we can't even read them.
Oh yeah, no one's on the board yet. Whoever's on the board first, though, obviously their name goes in the hopper.
That's right. That's an ongoing thing.
Yeah.
But you have to wait until after Rob spins around. You can't like preload like while we're doing the countdown. That doesn't count.
By the way, gotta love Joe starting off the show. I'm digging on that. That is good. I like President Biden doing that. That was a good. Why are you a sheepish grin there? It's a sheepish Bob grin.
Yeah.
Anyway, here's something fun about the show. So we do the show every night or every Saturday. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So I'm at a party this afternoon. I went to a party.
Congratulations! I got to go to one tomorrow. I mean, I get to go to one tomorrow.
Same thing. That's exactly the same sentence twice. Oh, wait, it wasn't. They mean completely.
There was a letter different.
Anyway, a buddy of mine had a housewarming, and it was his birthday same day, and so a lot of folks from work, and then his family. I got to meet his folks. It was very nice, and he did a really good job with the barbecue. He did two shoulders, and when I got there, he's come take a look, and then we did the claw thing and shredded the barbecue. It was good food. Anyway, one of my buddies from work, his name is Rob Stadler. He's a great guy. And I said, tonight I'm going to do the lounge. And he didn't know anything about the lounge. And I said, oh, you're my friend. And I gave him the whole backstory. And then he says, well, where can I get it? How do I? And so he got his phone out and I showed him. I said, you have Facebook? And anyway, I went through the whole thing. And then he sees one of the commercials, or one of the little promotional flyers that you put out. And he says, now, are you ham or are you, no, bacon or eggs? That's what he asks me. He goes, are you bacon or eggs? This is how he's introduced to the lounge.
So this was today then?
This was today.
Yeah,
it was about 2:00 this afternoon.
Well, I'm glad I posted early, just so you could have that moment.
So you never know who's out there, Bob. Reading the stuff is my point. I guess that's the moral, kids, and don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs.
So we got Sammy and we've got Tracy watching. Well, I don't know how. I know Tracy's doing schoolwork with Amber, so I don't know how heads down into this she is. So, but she always likes to check in, and we appreciate
that's
that.
Right. She's a stockholder.
The lovely and talented booth announcer Tracy, or Latbat, as she is affectionately known.
Behind the curtain, yeah.
That's everywhere. At the grocery store. Latbat every time.
What? No, do they do that?
It's crazy. They have a banner now. Welcome Latbat. It's insane. But that's the impression. That's what Tracy does.
Well, that and it's just the breadth and girth and width of the lounge. It wields a mighty sword as far as marketing concerned. So she's on here, and now they're calling her Latbat. I'm sure they were calling her Tracy before. And by the way, she does a bang-up job as the lovely and talented
booth announcer Tracy. She's got it down so much that it's almost like it sounds like a recording. But we all know she comes up here
goes in the booth.
But Mike, and she does this thing with her ear for whatever reason, and it's the lounge show. She nails it, and she practices on Wednesdays, and then we do a dress rehearsal on Friday. No matter what, even if we have company over.
You can, hey, the show must go on. You have to do it. The people who make it look easy are the ones who practice.
That's right. That's why it looks easy, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, come on. 56 degrees here in Henderson, Nevada.
Still really windy in Atlanta.
I actually don't know what the temperature is. And I realized, why do I give a shit? Because nobody knows, nobody cares. I can say whatever. Seriously, I was like, oh, wait, I don't have my phone. And I realized, what am I doing? I'll just say whatever number pops in my head. Although it could very well be 56. It was 59 a little while ago.
Okay. So we were talking before the show went on, boys and girls.
We sure were.
About that Bob is going to consume the Super Bowl at a social gathering. And of course, and that to me is on two levels, just all levels.
Well, I just think the way you say Bob is going to a Super Bowl party, Bob is going to consume a Super Bowl gathering, whatever, social gathering.
Yeah, he's going to consume the Super Bowl at a social gathering.
I probably will not. I probably won't know who's playing by the end of the Super Bowl.
No, you won't.
No, I'm sure I will. That would probably be unavoidable. But I have and I don't need anybody to tell me. 58 degrees in Vegas. No, I don't want anybody to tell me.
You don't give a shit?
Not one. And I don't I don't have any idea who's playing. Well,
it's the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles.
Well, I hope it's not, because I just told you not to tell me.
Yeah, I know. That's really funny, too.
It's the Atlanta Braves and the Atlanta Flames.
Sure it is. Atlanta's going to go nuts tomorrow because all of their local teams are playing in the
Super Bowl. Atlanta Flames. Were they still there when you were there, or had they already left? They were the hockey team.
I'm trying to remember if they were here. I remember that there was a pro team here because I took the kids when they were younger, and that was fun. And I almost climbed over the seat at some guy. So I've got the kids there, and we had really good seats. My boss at work set us up real nice. I mean, truly, the parking and the great seats and the clean bathrooms and free soda and just the whole thing, and discounts at the overpriced souvenir store. It was really nice. And so we're there watching the game, and there was a group of, I don't know, let's just pick an age range here, 35 to 40 years old, drunk as hell. But okay, you're allowed. It ain't like I can give people a hard time for being drunk at a sporting event. I've done it a million times. So, but they were just relentless and rude. And I'm just going to, and finally, but I said, keep your mouth closed. It's your kids. Be a good dad.
Thrashers game, dad. Sammy says.
That's
Sammy
what
says
it was.
The Thrashers game. She's like, no. She's saying no, Dad. No. I don't know. Are you about to tell a terrible story on yourself?
No. So here's the deal, and so finally, boom, a beer, one of them spills a beer all over my kids. And that was it. Like straw that I said, you stay quiet, you be polite, you're with your children. They're drunk, so what? But once the beer went on, so I went to do a thing, like body line, I'm going to get, and Steven goes, Dad, it just doesn't matter. And I just sat back down and I didn't rattle their cage. And they said sorry, and there you go. So
How old
from
was
your
Stephen
morning,
then? Sorry.
I don't know. Sammy might know. I'm going to say 10, 11, 12. I don't know, somewhere
And
in there.
he said, Dad, it just doesn't matter.
Yeah, he just kind of he diffused the whole situation.
Yeah, that Boke.
That Boke. He every now and then, but whew. So yeah, Boke did that, and we had a great time. But Sammy's right; it was a Threshers game. I'm reading the tote board there.
So anything else happened this week? I'm trying to think. I feel like there's something for like really. Oh well, yeah. So anything happened for you?
Chin boogie, another chin boogie at work. I had to stand up and talk in front of people, and that was always fun. It's always fun. I have such a good time doing that.
Yes.
So,
now it was a different presentation.
No, I apparently the first presentation I think is going to be omnipresent at that place forever. That will be the way.
So a little sort of a keynote thing that you do.
Yeah. Well, the opening act, if you will, it's all about sound, and then everything else funnels. We talk about the radio division then, but I do a thing on sound and how it moves us emotionally, blah, blah, blah. So, but then this time I had to talk about spots too, because one of the guys, Randy, who normally would take that. So I did that, and that was fun. So yeah, got to, the only problem is, and it's not a problem, but excuse me, there's still the rest of the day's work, and it was 2 PM. I wish it wasn't 10 AM, but whatever. It was fun. So that was neat. Something that
it was at 2 PM.
Yeah, we had them in the building all day. One department after another.
Man, that just hurts me as a speaker. That hurts me because all I would be doing all day is just thinking about that thing I got to do later.
Well, yeah, I mean, I plan that day in my head that it's a couple days before. Seriously, because of that. Like usually they're like we have them in a big hotel. They have breakfast, maybe 1 or 2 presentations. It's like 10:30. Perfect. You're coffeeed up. You had some breakfast. You haven't eaten lunch. 2 PM, man. They've been in front of 6 or 7 presentations.
And they're post lunch. They're wanting to
and
nap.
They're post lunch. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but we had them. When we gave our stuff, man, I could tell we had them. No one was on their phone. People were engaged. They were asking questions. So, I was pleased with the presentation.
Yeah, that's good.
And then, of course, you z'd up until you go do something like that. You know this. You've only spoke a billion times. And then afterward, it's like that anvil hits you where, oh, I did just expend a lot of energy doing that.
Yeah.
And now
that's when I just want to get away from everybody, except Tracy, like friendly. Like I don't necessarily want to be alone. Like I want a Tracy or somebody that's like that.
Like a buddy?
So
yeah,
he
just
in the back and he
said,
says,
"Buddy, have a drink."
Right after you get off stage.
But other than that, it's like, okay, it is time for me to recharge immediately. But that's not normally how it happens.
I'll tell you what, I'm fascinated by people on Broadway. 8
They
shows
say
a
the
week.
neon lights are bright. Is that?
Oh, very good. Who wrote that? It wasn't George. What's his name? George Benson.
Benson. I don't know who wrote it.
But anyway, they do 8 shows a week. So the next night you go, okay, I got to get up. It has to be like the first time, high energy. They paid $1 million a seat, blah, blah, blah. And they do that for like some of those shows go for years.
I know.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or whatever. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 2 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday. Oh,
and
my God.
They got to act like it's opening night every night.
That's right.
Yeah.
That takes, wow.
I can't
Tough
even.
enough to do it sitting doing a radio show. It's tough enough where you're just sitting and all you have to do is talk. They're up on stage, makeup, dancing, singing, jumping around, swinging on hoops.
And there's nights when so this is a troupe that works together for sometimes years. I mean, they cycle people out or whatever. But there's nights when there are characters who have to interact who are just pissed at each other. They're like, so over. I hate you right now. And then they have to just
go up there and say you're the best thing I've ever met and give them a big smooch or whatever the play does.
Yeah, that goofy theater smile. Ugh.
That's hard work. Those people deserve their money.
I suppose they do.
That's hard work. Because people come in, all right, entertain me, man. You better be I remember when I would MC at comedy clubs, and I know I've told you this, but when I was doing radio, especially in Milwaukee, and I'd as part of the morning show, you go MC because we had a deal with one of the local comedy clubs, and the headliner would come on the morning show on Thursdays. Yeah. And so as the morning show producer, that was a big radio thing. A lot of stations did that.
Right. We
getting
did,
them.
and I'm thinking because we did that in Atlanta. And I know I went to some show at some point because of that. David Paul opened for somebody.
There, see,
I don't
that
remember.
kind of thing.
Okay.
And I would go up there and have to MC. And yes, so like, and I brought on Judy Tenuta and Richard Belzer. I met them in the it was cool. I mean, I worked a club that we had some pretty good acts there, and I got to bring them on, and be the MC that night, and so that was cool.
Tenuta, I'm jealous.
Well, I was in my 20s then.
Yeah,
because I turned 30 down here in Atlanta. So so anyway, the point is, you get on those comedy stages, and the stage is not very deep, and behind you is usually like a brick wall.
Yeah.
And there's a stool and a mic and maybe a bottle of water and a billion lumens of light just burning a hole in your head. And you can just feel it in the room that they're doing this in their head. They're going, okay, cover charge and a 2-drink minimum. You better be effing funny, dude. You can just, like, I thought stand-up comedians are fearless human beings.
Never could I do it.
Fearless. So I would get up most of the time, Bob, and just go, okay, we're not doing anything but reading the promotional shit that you're supposed to say. I'm Rob Scott from the So-and-so Morning Show, and make sure tomorrow we're giving away $1,000.
Right, like don't try to be the guy who thinks he can. Comedy's kind of a hobby of mine, right?
That's it.
Yeah, don't be that guy.
No, I wasn't that
And the
guy.
DJs are the worst. The guys from the radio station, they're the worst.
Oh, they think they're funny. Nope, I would get out there and go, man, there's no way I'm wading out into that crap, man. I am going to be a professional. I'll bring up the next act. I'll, maybe if something strikes me, I might be a one-off one-liner, maybe.
Yeah, if it's a slam dunk one thing and it's not like you prepared it, because if you come across like, these are my jokes, folks.
Right.
Oh,
yeah.
boy. That hurts
Take
just
my
to
wife,
think about.
Please, that kind of crap. Right. You're
Take my
just
wife,
brutal.
please. I just came up with it.
I just came up with it when that chicken was crossing the road over there. Yeah, so that's what I would never. I would just do the thing and say the radio station stuff. And Manhattans are on 2 for $1 tonight, or Miller Lite is, and then that would be it, man. Those people, to be a stand-up comic. And by the way, speaking of Judy Tenuta and Belzer, Tenuta I think she just passed away, but she was the nicest person, and nothing like her act.
Oh no, I know. I've seen her lots of times since her act and stuff, but she passed away?
I think so, recently. I'm not kidding. I'm not making that up. I think
that'd be a pretty weird attempt at humor. Let's see if they like this one. Judy Tenuta,
but died. Isn't that funny?
Well, I'm laughing now, so I guess it worked.
But Belzer, on the other hand, massive cocaine freak. At least when in the 80s, when I was dealing with him, he would be in the back just grinding teeth and playing with metal balls. I don't mean like ball bearings.
Yeah,
but big ones, and just clinking around in his hand. But Judy Tenuta, very nice. And so anyway, yeah. But those people, fearless, Bob. I tell you. And you've done a crap load of speaking. So
but never to be laughed at. That's totally different. And it's way easier to get laughs when I'm doing what I'm doing if that's not the expectation.
That's just it.
They expect me to be this guy, and then I'm this or whatever. But if I'm just this and they expect, it's that, whatever. Okay. So I have a tech thing. I want to share before this is all over.
You asked me how my day went. I just said we're known as eggs and bacon, and then I told you the Judy Tenuta story. Yes, please. What's the tech thing? Oh, do you have the intro? I love when you play the intro.
Well, because remember the past 3 times we've played the intro, I go, oh yeah, the music's not working, and of course I didn't do anything about it. So if I play the little video, do you have something there you can play as the music? Just anything.
As the music.
Just anything.
Okay.
Ready? It's time for Apptacular with your host, Bob Doyle. Today,
brought to you by Prune Flavored Tang.
Oranga Flavored Tang.
I went with Prune Flavored Tang.
But I like Oranga. Oranga.
What size Tang would you like? Let's see, Vente. No, I'll have Oranga. That'd be better if it was a size. And I'd like an orangutan, please.
The astronauts drank it. Come on.
They took it into space, lady. Yeah. All skate.
We'll get back to the tech thing as soon as Bob stops laughing into his hand.
Well, we are experiencing technical difficulties. Please stand by.
My brain, right. All right. Hold on.
We are experiencing technical difficulties. Please stand by.
Oh.
Spectacular.
Okay, so today I'm going to share this with you.
I love it when Bob puts this up on the whiteboard and the word synthesis shows up.
So we're all familiar with text-to-speech technology. We've heard it. We've heard it's getting better and better, right? And I don't know, maybe you've heard some, maybe you haven't. I probably should have brought up the other thing to do a side-by-side comparison, which I guess I could do. But this speaks for itself here.
All right.
This is a new text-to-speech AI that what's different about it is that it knows what it's saying and puts the proper emotion and inflection, and it's virtually undetectable as AI, and you and I are voice professionals. So what I did was, I just went to ChatGPT and I said, write some goofy copy,
Mm-hmm.
and then they have these pre-made voices, and then you can clone your own voice or others with just 5 minutes of audio samples or something. So I'll just choose one. I can't remember what any given one sounds like, but so once you click generate, it'll take a few seconds, and then it comes back at you and download.
Attention all veggie lovers. Did you know that covering your carrots, cucumbers, and greens with fur can lead to better health? That's right. Studies show that a layer of fur on your veggies can increase their nutrient levels and promote healthy digestion. So don't wait. Grab that fuzzy blanket and give your greens a warm hug today. Remember, healthy veggies, healthy you.
All right, so let's go to ChatGPT, and you give me an idea for something for one of these voices to write, and I'll have ChatGPT write a 15-second PSA like I did there. I'm going to say write a 15-second PSA about. Give me an idea.
Oh my goodness, I didn't know I was going to have to think. Hold on, I'm going to look for
You don't have to think
something
much. It can be the most silly thing ever.
Well, okay. Transactional commercials versus relational commercials.
Okay. This should be really great. Transactional
Commercials or advertising versus relational advertising or commercials or marketing,
versus
whatever word.
Relational advertising.
Go with commercials again.
Jeez Louise. Oh, error generating response.
Oh, you broke it.
Your
browser's. What's wrong with your browser?
Now I have to do that again.
Well, let's do something easier. Why don't we do this? Here's the topic. Why aren't all golden retrievers golden?
Why aren't all golden retrievers
golden? We had a red one once.
Question mark.
He looked just like a setter, but he wasn't.
So now it's generating this text here, and I'll just copy a first paragraph of it.
Okay.
And then we'll have, there we go. Then we'll come over here, post it in here, and we'll get Bella to read it.
Now, do you know who these people are?
No, these are voices that came with it.
Okay.
All right, so here's Bella reading about golden retrievers, and let's see what she has to say and how she has to say it as I talk up to the post.
The last read, I was shocked how good it sounded when they go down and up at the end of words.
And that was actually one of the deader reads. I can't believe I chose him, but come on now, Bella.
Bella's in the green room.
Golden retrievers are a breed of dog, and like all breeds, there is variation in their physical appearance, including coat color. While the breed standard recognizes the golden coat color, in reality the shade can range from a light cream to a rich, dark gold. Some individuals may even have a coarser, lighter, or redder coat, which is still considered to be within the acceptable range of colors for the breed.
I scream at this thing in delight. I absolutely out loud when I do these, it blows my mind so much I just can't even freaking believe it. I mean, is that phenomenal?
I don't even have. There's so many things bouncing around in my noggin that I don't know where to begin with that. And none of it negative. I'm just going, oh my gosh, like I'm trying to think, imagine if I need a 2-voice anything and this thing that read, I mean, I can still tell that what did you call us, voice professionals or whatever?
Yeah.
But I can still tell a little bit that it's generated through electronics of some sort, but I mean, it's so.
So get this, they have a pro level version of this where it's even better, but it's
the only
level.
thing, I mean, really, like that's like.
It is important to remember that while appearance is an important factor in the breed standard, it is not the only factor. Golden retrievers are valued for their friendly, intelligent, and loyal nature, and a dog's temperament and behavior are more important than its physical appearance.
Yeah. And then if I took that and I could throw that into an editor, if I wanted to tweak that sound just a little, I could, but that sounds like a person on a mic.
So now I sent up audio of me, like, I don't know, however many minutes of it, and it is ready instantly. There's no training. It doesn't like everything I've ever used before. You have to build a model. At least it takes at least a minute. Like the thing we demonstrated before, it took a minute. Now, earlier today, when I listened back to this, I said, well, maybe I didn't send up the right samples, or maybe I should do something or talk more conversationally, because it didn't sound like me enough. Like, I could tell it was derivative of me, but only because it was me. But then I was listening to it a little bit ago, kind of in a different way, not in the headphones, and I was like, and I'd forgotten, wait a minute, that's not a recording of me, that is the AI. So
right.
Let's just run this one, and I'll see how it sounds in my headphones. You can certainly be the judge of this.
All right. I didn't even go to law school, but throw it at me.
That's okay. We're real slack about those rules.
I wish I had a slide whistle at that. That was a slide whistle kind of stupid joke.
I wish you did too, more than anything. All right, come on. It's going, wait a minute.
There we go. I feel better.
Boy, it should have started right then. That really would have been.
Yeah, that would have been cool, wouldn't it? That would have been, broadcast veteran.
Why are we taking so long, children?
I don't know.
Now, it's important.
It is important to remember that while appearance is an important factor in the breed standard, it is not the only factor. Golden retrievers are valued for their friendly, intelligent, and loyal nature, and a dog's temperament and behavior are more important than its physical appearance.
Yeah, in my headphones, it doesn't sound like me at all. I mean,
well, it sounds like you. It sounds like it's not your read, but it
no,
sounds
it's not my read. Okay,
it's not your read. I've heard you read a million times, and it's not your read, but it's good. It's really good.
They keep a history. They keep a history so that everything I've done, I can play back.
My goodness, you've done quite a bit there. Look at that library.
As humanity continues to evolve and awaken to new realities, the use of ancient plant medicines such as cannabis and psychedelics will play an increasingly vital role in our healing and spiritual.
See, I don't think that sounds like me either. But anyway, yeah.
Well,
so,
I mean, it's an electric version of you.
Yeah.
That's the best way to do it. It's an electric version of you.
I have heard other people use this, and it gets dead on. I think those were all like ads that I was reading that were all in announcer voice. And what I want to do now is just talk like this. Like lifting audio from the show is a way better sample to give to them, or to give to this thing, than that affected read, unless I'm really trying to clone that kind of a read, which I would not. I'd want it to be more conversational. So anyway,
it's pretty cool. I mean, it's leaps and bounds. It's
moving
moving awfully quick. This AI thing is moving awfully fast.
Regardless of how it duplicated my voice, the reads it gives those things is
well, and then it writes the copy too.
And then the AI writes the copy and then sends it over.
Said, golden. Why is the golden retriever not golden? And then all of a sudden, a beautiful paragraph that Holga, what was her name?
I can't remember. Bella read it once.
Bella.
Yeah. It is 100 degrees here in Henderson, Nevada.
And I don't give a shit.
I wish I'd been ready. I didn't know what time it was.
I did. That's what a professional broadcaster would have done. They would have run Morgan Freeman now right after I don't give a shit.
And with those words, I am the hell out of here. I had enough of this foolishness. Thanks for nothing. They never paid me.
You've been watching The Lounge Show with Rob Scott and Bob Doyle. Join us every Saturday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, and tell your friends and family to do the same. After all, we'd do it for you if you had a show. Probably.